I'm very tired right now. I just came, but we have to do this. Maybe
Of course we
for
have.
1 hour and then do something else.
Yeah, but that's fine. That's fine with me. Of course we have to do that. Definitely, we do. Sure.
So how is your day? How was your day?
It was wonderful, but here in Denmark it's very cold. I'm in Denmark at the moment, with the family. So yeah, but you are in Germany, so you know how
Yeah,
Europe is right now.
yeah, it's very cool. But today in Germany is better. So it was just windy outside. A lot of wind was blowing. So but now,
Yeah,
alhamdulillah, it's better.
yeah, yeah. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
So yesterday Gambia. You watched the game yesterday, Gambia's game.
Actually, I was not. It was not possible for me to watch it, but I was following the scores, and I also, yeah, of course, I know what happened. Um, and yeah, it's over for them, and they are back. I just saw that they arrived in Banjul, so it's like that. Yes, and I also saw that the coach resigned. So there was huge things. Was a lot of things, going on
Yeah.
yesterday. Definitely.
So what do you think was behind for the coach to resign?
Uh, you can, if we look back on the last interviews that he had, he was kind of losing it. He was kind of losing control. I got a feeling when he was the day he was blaming the press, he was blaming everybody. He was actually, I think, he was talking a little humiliating. Actually, he was humiliating the Gambian fans and people, and he was belittling a little. And I didn't like what I hear, but I was thinking, hey, this man, he's kind of desperate somehow because it seems like he was really, really very much under pressure. And I think that he knows. He knows exactly that he's not performing well, and he might have his reasons for why he cannot do it. It seems like he doesn't think it was himself. And he also has the best federation ever. And I'm thinking, okay, that tells something. And maybe if he thinks this is the best federation, then maybe it is good that he resigned, because that is definitely not what I can recommend as a federation. I don't go personally for any members of the federation. I just want us to look at it in general. What can you expect from a federation, and what can you expect from a coach? So I would rather like to focus on that. But I think he actually also have self insight, like we talked about last time, that he knows. And in Europe we do that mostly. People, they get a feeling themselves of, okay, now is now I'm not living up to the expectations that people have for me. They are not satisfied, so maybe it's time for me to leave. So this is normal. We see that with politicians. We see that with a lot of people in high positions. So actually, I think it is good somehow. I think
Yeah.
it's good for all parts.
Yeah, that is a good side of European people, but also in Africa, you live like I say 14 years or coming to Gambia and going to Denmark. For us, it's a bit difficult. Why do you think the Gambians, most of them don't want to resign? They want push and pulls before they go down, because the federation also having the same mindset, but they understand that the population don't want them, but they still stick there. So what do you think?
I think, I don't know, I can only guess, yeah, but I think it has something to do with if you don't know the purpose for why you are doing a thing. If the purpose is for your personal gain, and it might seem like I'm accusing somebody of something, but I'm actually just talking in general. If you do something for a personal gain, then you will not know when it is time to stop, because there will never be a time to stop when there's a personal gain in it. So I think that could be some uh, answer to that. And maybe, I don't know, it has also something to do with the inside. We talked about it last time also, the mentality, the culture. How much do you actually look at yourself when you are a Gambian, and how much do you actually accuse other people of being uh, the reason for things not going well? And I think it has something to do with how good are you actually to look at yourself and your own competences. And maybe it's also somehow, if you have a position as a Gambian, you stick to it because that is a life income. That is a way of managing your life, and there can be many reasons. There can be many reasons, but definitely it has something to do with mindset. It has. It is very, yeah. Um, so I cannot give you a clear answer, Fams, but it is interesting because I come from a different culture. So I think it is because of personal interest.
Personal
Yeah,
interest, yeah. That is the
I,
main reason. We're having a lot of problems in our federations, not just federation, even the governments, the way we live. Most of the people they take positions just for their own interest and forget about the interest of people. If
yeah,
I say I work for you, but in few years you saw no interest of me working for you, you don't appreciate me. The best thing what Tom Selford did, that's what they have to do. But Tom Selford said this federation is the best federation. But at the same time, Tom Selford said in a statement, we lack preparation. We don't have a proper stadium. Whose job is that? The best federation?
of course, exactly. And this is why,
This guy
and
is
again,
funny.
sometimes. Yeah, but Fams, you also know when you close the door, it's always good to close the door and not burn the bridge behind you. So, of course, he wants to leave also in a polite way, yeah. But you are very right, because I think maybe he has also been in a very difficult position. He is actually between the federation and the players. And as a coach, I think he has to create the best conditions ever for the players. That is him. He is representing actually the atmosphere around the players so that they have the best conditions. Yeah, and he has to deal with the federation, and he has to deal with also the play. And maybe I don't know. Uh, yeah, I can imagine it has not been easy because what they all were put through here before. That is how can you have a team where the players have been put through all these things, especially the one with the oxygen. There's no doubt that this has influenced. I was thinking about it after last time we talked. If this has happened to the national team in Denmark, at the moment they are landing, there would be psychologists, a whole team taking care of them, talking to them, helping them to cope with the fear they had and everything. Definitely. This would be like a very, very big setup. No doubt about that. They would even try and talk to them. Are they even capable of playing, going now? And, the mental side of it would definitely be taken care of. Here they are just offered the same flight the next day. Uh, this is like, and it did something to them. You can see it. I could see it on the pictures also in their eyes. You can see on them it is affecting them. And then as a Gambian, you can say, but you have to struggle, you have to be hard, you have to, yes, and they did. And they tried to perform, they tried to put it behind, they tried to really be professional. But you cannot control your unconsciousness. We cannot. I know it as a mental coach. We can try, we can do, we can act, but the feelings, they are there, and the fear can be there, and there can be many things that comes up in you that you cannot control. You're losing focus. Yeah? How can they focus when they feel like inside they are just upside down? They didn't talk about what actually happened. The fear is there. It can be reminding people of many things that happened to them before in life, in our childhood, another situation where we were in danger. There can be so many things that is out of control. And it is very, very important that a football player is mentally in harmony. It's not only talent, it is like 20% talent and 80% mindset.
Mindset, yeah.
Uh, and it is very important because now you see, I don't say that this is the reason why, but look at the James Gomez also. I don't say it is the reason, but it could be because I could see on the pictures taken after this incident, you can see in his eyes, he was like, I is on me. I know James personally. I saw him. I was with him in Gambia before he left in Greater Tomorrow, and I was like, so he's not feeling well. You can see, and I don't say that is the reason why he made that own goal yesterday, but it could be because um, they are just trying to cope with the situation. And come on, fams and GFF, I'm very sorry, but this was a mess. It was simply not good enough. It was simply not good enough. You cannot give the players these conditions and then expect that they perform 100%, even though they want with their consciousness, but their unconscious mind will play them a trick and will not, because they are not in harmony. They cannot be in harmony. I don't believe that that can happen. No. I don't, because feelings are feelings, no matter if you are a Gambian football player or you are a Tuba football player, it doesn't matter. The feelings, they are there, and it's just a part of us, and we have to be in harmony, definitely, and feel well. And no, it is very important that the atmosphere, the conditions around a player is tip top. It has to be professional, definitely. And maybe, we never know, maybe that is also the reason why Tom is not feeling good. The coach, wants to do something, and on one side he can see it's not good for the players, on the other side, maybe, I don't know. We can only guess, but I think the result of it is good. It's good now because um, it is not good enough. I see 3, 4 other coaches in Denmark. They also fire some coaches today, and I say Horsens and blah blah sports chef, and it is like that. If you don't perform as a
Yeah,
coach, you cannot
yeah.
be the coach.
Because
If you
this
don't
is
perform as a player, you are not in the start 11 or on the team.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
that. It's simple as
This is
that.
what
Yeah. It's,
most Gambians fail to understand. They think when a coach did good, he just needs to stay there till he wants to go. No, football is a game of you have to deliver. If you don't deliver, you have to go. All these big coaches,
it's this.
they have their good times, but once you fail to deliver, you don't need time, because if you don't deliver, you're giving the country or you're giving the national team more pressure. They're not having results. They're going from bad to worse. So it's good for immediate effects to happen. But the right thing is, right now, the rumors are going on. Each and everyone in Gambia have his own coach in mind. So what do you think, the capabilities that our new coaches need to have, or the qualifications you think they need to have?
Yes. I have a lot of them. First of all, I will tell you, 20 years ago, Vams, I did many good things as a
Mhm.
nurse, you know that? But that does not make me a good nurse today, because it is long time since I worked with that. So I cannot benefit from what I was good at 20 years back. I can only benefit from what I'm good at right now.
Right now, yeah.
You see, right now I'm very good as a mental coach. I was not good at that 20 years ago, because at that time I didn't even know all the things that I know now. So we have to look at the present, and they say, yeah, but we have to be grateful, we have to be thankful, we have to give them the position the rest of their life because they deserve it, because they once did something good. No, this is not how life is working, because then you will never develop. A country will never develop, the football will never develop. What do we need now in the present? We need a coach who is, first of all, I want to say it has to be a person, of course, who has experience in football. It has to be somebody who is also capable of achieving something. It has to be a person who knows something about tactic, who knows also to change the tactic when the opponent is playing different, and not just say, okay, we play this kind of football no matter what. No, has the intelligence to see, okay, the coach has to want to know each and one player. What are the strengths? What are the weaknesses? He has to know these players exactly and know, okay, if the team is in this situation, I have to put him in this position because he will be capable of performing like this and that. That intelligence he need to have. And then I like to see a coach who is also good in interacting with the players, who is not one who is just like dictating them. You do this like a remote control. No, who's somebody who is there also to be interested in what is going on in the head of the player. What is the player capable of doing himself, and how can I guide him as a coach? So kind of have this, yeah, a feeling of this, the mental side of it also. Of course, I could help with the mental side of
Yeah.
it when it comes to that, but no, but you know what I mean. It has to be somebody who can interact and not just a coach who is dictating.
Right.
That is very important. And then I would like a coach that is capable and has the power to resist the pressure of a group, who dares to say, this is what I stand for, and I cannot be bought for anything, or I cannot be convinced for anything, because this is what I believe. I can take a discussion with my football federation, I can take a discussion with the players, I can take a discussion with the press, I can do these kind of things as a coach, but I'm not willing to compromise all of it. And actually what I mean is it should not be for my personal gain as a coach. If the coach should be capable of being professional and say, okay, this is a task, this is a performance, this is there's a purpose for me to go there, and this is what I have to fulfill. Be focused on the matter. This is a position as a coach. This is not to be friends with somebody else in a federation, or be friends with some players, or be friends. No, that is not professional. Yeah, you cannot be professional and then also be friends. That is not possible. And when I saw the picture of the coach Tom and this player lying on the grass, I was like, hey, come on, is this a picnic or what? Come on, maybe you are having good friendship, but don't show it to the world. You have to be professional in the signals you are sending out. Otherwise, we cannot take
And
them serious. And how can a player?
that picture was after a heavy defeat against that was a back-to-back defeat.
Hey, I'm feeling like I'm like, eh? I'm taking this so serious. I'm putting so much energy in this team. And then they are just like lying there on the grass. Are they enjoying? I think this coach has better things to do at that moment than lying on the grass, smiling, enjoying. Maybe it was only 2 seconds, I know, but don't show it to the world, because the signals he sent to me was like, oh, I have time enough. This is not a problem. Everything is going well. And I was like, hey, coach, get back to your desk. Try and find out a tactic so that we can win next time.
Mhm.
Huh? And that is, for me, it seems
But
arrogant, and it seems
uh,
not
yeah,
serious.
maybe at that point, Tom Selfer, because I read one of his posts and I told one of my friends, hopefully this guy might believe in. He said, Scorpions, let's go again and make one more history. So one more history. Scorpions will not stop playing. So then you can't say one more history. If you say one more history, then maybe you want to leave after that last game. So already Tom knew that yes, I'm already finished with them. It's fine. After this
Of
game, I'm
course.
gone. So he just want to do whatever he wants.
Course, of course, and but it is very. I think you might be right, but it is very very important. If we are professional, we have to be professional all the way around. Also, when what signals they are sending. There was also a picture where they were joking around with the cones, and they put the ball like an ice cream, and it. I was like, are you celebrating, guys? What are you celebrating? There's nothing to celebrate. You actually you lost yesterday, and of course I can also understand them, because what they have been through, it is a mess inside, and when you are like emotionally under pressure, and you have been in a situation where you have actually been threatening on your life, it can be like from crying to laughing to be overjoyed. It's very normal that your feelings are out of control, and I think it is, they deserve also to be happy. It's not that, but again, be happy, guys, but don't send it out to the world, because it is very important what signals
Mhm.
you stand out if you want people to respect you and to take things serious. It is very very important. And what they do behind the camera, that is none of our business, but what they show us is very important. What
Mhm.
they show us, definitely.
Mhm.
um, and it is has also something to do with self-respect. If you I can see different teams in the first league. I deal with the teams in the first league in Gambia. I can see different teams, and I'm working with my guys in Greater tomorrow also. Try and have self-respect. Yeah, shoulders back, chest forward, the body language that you show when you go, what do you think about yourself? Yes, I'm proud of myself. We are proud of us. You know, there are some signals that you are sending out also. Instead of, sometimes I can see a team walk on the field, and they are like with the shoulders like this. It's like, oh, actually I would not even like to be here. That is a signal to send to the opponent also. Wow, they are easy to defeat because they don't have self-confidence. And I know you don't win on that, but you mobilize some mental energy in it that will make you perform better, and it is good to have self-respect. um, it's not a joke to be a professional football player. It's not a joke to be on the national team, and it is not a joke to be the national coach.
Yeah.
It's a very,
Like
very serious
always, you need to know
profession.
the message you send into the world and the position you are. Because, like you said, you can't come from a defeat and the next day you post a video of you smiling. Maybe you are just trying to refresh yourself, but the fans back home will be like, hey, these people don't really care. They beat us the last time.
It's like
They
that.
have zero point 0.0 goals, but they're still smiling at the training grounds. So, and Tom Selfett said, when they asked him, why do you do this in an interview? They did not ask him why the team did that. He said, because of the boys went through a lot, I want them to smile a little to get the confidence back. But it shouldn't be on the social media.
Exactly, it should not. It should not. That's it. It should not. It's not appropriate at all. Not at all. It is not. No, no. So, but there are different things that has to be expected from a new coach, and the main thing, as I say, that for me that is that definitely it is a person who is not depending on the others, who has the courage to stand for what he stands for. Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know. They mentioned different coaches. I don't actually know. I don't care who it will be. If as long as they can fulfill the competencies that we need. I don't care who it is, because I don't think we should go for people that we like. Being likable is not a competence. Being likable is not a competence, and that does not bring any value, because there are very many nice people in Gambia, but that does not mean that they can be the coach because they are nice and they win this once and they win this and they do that. No, we have to put up the criteria that we want, and those who can fulfill these criteria, among those can choose one coach.
Yeah.
But I think we should look more on the matter than look and say, what kind of people do we have? We have 4 or 5. Which one of them do we take? No,
Yeah.
we have to put the criteria
Because
first and then see who can actually live up to that.
Yeah.
Turn it around
Like
somehow.
you said, it's difficult to work with professional players, So you must be somebody who is, very, knowledgeable in what he's doing, a little bit of, a little bit strict in what you are doing as well, because the professional players, most of these people, maybe they get money more than the coach himself. So you need to be someone with big knowledge. If not, you cannot handle a group of players like national team players who are playing in different leagues. So we don't really need to look at players. We say, oh, this coach, he won us this, he won us this. He's a local coach. This we need to put the coaches that can really take care of that football, or can take care of the national team as well.
I think if I was the one to hire the new national coach, I would ask the person, why do you want to be the national coach? I want to know, why do you want? And the answer is very, very important, because why do you want to? Why? Huh? It should be because I would like to hear the answer, like, it's because I want to develop Gambian football. I want to develop the players. And developing Gambian football, that means that you go back to the GFF, to the federation, if there's something that you are not satisfied with, something that you do not think is high quality enough. We have a coach, Tom, he was sitting there, he said, I think he said something with Gambian is not even a professional league, or something like that. Huh?
So whose fault is that?
I was thinking, I said, hey, coach, how come you are, it was so embarrassing for me to hear that he was even saying that. I was like, hey, you should not have said that. That tells so much about you, instead of the team and the football in Gambia, because how can you sit in a position as a national coach knowing or having the opinion that this is not professional without telling the federation, hey, we need to do something? Why not take responsibility? If he thinks they are so bad, if he is claiming that sometimes the journalists, they suggest 10 attackers. Hey, Tom, tell me 10 attackers on the national team. Do we even have 10 attackers out in Europe? No. This is just making a fool out of somebody. And if you are not satisfied, and if you only can make a fool out of things, then it is good that he resigns, because then he should not even be there. If you are in a position where you cannot more fight for the position you are in and for the things you are there to do, then you better leave.
Yeah.
Come on, don't start complaining and belittling people. That is, I don't think that is not okay. Huh? Then do something, and if you cannot, then say thank you. That was it. I did what I can. Now let somebody else come who can make it better. Do it better.
Tom, okay, after Tom knowing all these things, that okay, Gambia is not a professional league, they paying players less than 50, 60 euros a month. So what do you think, as a coach that want to develop Gambian football and love Gambia from his heart, I'm not working for money or working to get a different level, so what do you think Tom should have did before going to sit at on a platform of, I can say, a major platform, AFCON, and speaking bad about Gambia? What do you think he could have did?
But he should have worked. They have to work with it within themselves. We need a GFF that is competent. We need a GFF. I was actually trying now because I got a little curious about this GFF and how is it actually built. So I say, okay, I'm in Denmark now, visiting the family. Let me just go and Google and find out something about DBU, that is actually the Danish Football Federation. I was impressed. A minute, I'm back again. Yeah, yeah, I'm back again. That was my connection. I could see, you can see everything is described. Yeah, it is described what expectations. It is described an ethical codex about how to behave, how not to behave, how you have to be neutral. There are so many things that the federation is there to develop Danish football. In Denmark, they are there. There are obligations put in. And if you want to be a member of that, you have to work for this mission and this vision. Yeah, because this is not about me as a football federation member. No, this is not about me. This is not about the coach. This is not about. This is about Gambian football that has to be developed, and then they have to do what it takes to do that. And and he should have done that. They should work more inside, but of course he cannot. How can he work with the federation, because we can take the same with them. Now we're talking about the coach, but the federation is the same. They have a position as a president of a federation. You are the one having the head responsibility that everything is your organization is working. That means you have to make sure that the secretary, who has something to do with all the money, the finances, he's the one making a budget every year, and he's also making an accountment that is transparent for everybody to see what money is going in, what money is going out. Yeah, and again, always be the one making sure that each and one of these members in GFF, they are fulfilling the position they are in. But that is not happening. It is like everybody is just. I'm just like thinking, what do you
Yeah,
think this is, guys? This is a
like you said before,
profession.
we have a problem of consequences in whatever we are doing. You just do things,
Yeah,
and there is always a way. Even when you don't do it right, there is a way to come out and refresh yourself in Gambia. So the lack of consequence is the thing that is giving Gambian football and everything about Gambia problems.
yeah,
And right now, I don't know if you hear about this Gamfoot also. I want to hear your point of view about this. Gamfoot also come with a point of saying, creating a group chat of young Gambians to stand up for their rights and come out and do a peaceful protest against the federation.
yeah,
A peaceful one, no destroying or no fighting. And
yeah,
already
yeah,
they claim it a letter from the police, and I think tomorrow the police will give them the right, the complete accept the letter for the population to come outside and show the federation that we really don't want you guys here. So, what are your
yeah.
thoughts about that?
I think it is somehow. I think it is okay, as long as it is peaceful.
Mm.
And I think it is time now for Gambians, for us to act more than talk. Now it is time for action, and action can be a demonstration, but actually sometimes a peaceful and a silent demonstration. That's what we use in Denmark sometimes, a silent demonstration. That means you make some papers where you write your message, what you want, but you don't speak, you don't shout, you don't do anything, you don't complain, because we already complained a lot. Yeah? We just want to show this amount of people are not satisfied. And that will make them think, okay, and this is only a few of them, because there might be 10,000, maybe 100 times more on social media who cannot participate physically. But it is very important to send that signal that we are not satisfied. But it doesn't have to be with like, whoa, we are complaining, you are an idiot, they are not good. No, come on, we have been there. Let us put it up on a higher level now and say, we all know this is not good. And if they are honest to themselves, they also know it is not good enough. Yeah? So let us just put ourselves a little higher and say, okay, so what do we want? And I don't know if you saw, but I have been posting the same and the
Yeah,
same a lot of times the past
I
days
saw
here.
them, yeah.
What I would like uh, uh, for both from a coach but also from a federation. The requirements, what I would request from them, let us go out and ask for that now and say, hey, we want, I have it written down here. We want somebody who is focusing on the matter. We have we need somebody who is decent, who is objective. We need somebody who is qualified. We need somebody who is honest, who is ready to fight for better conditions, who can develop the players, who can develop Gambian football. All these things, we have to find out what is it actually we would like from them so that we can be happy. And this is our wishes. So this is what we ask for. And of course, that is what we will keep on asking for until we get it. And I think that is
yeah, I want you to make this one clear, development. Because in Gambia, I think the federation, they lack the knowledge of what the meaning of development is. They think development,
yeah.
most of them think already they have achieved something. If you have to ask the federation right now, what do you achieve after being in the office for I can say for a lot of years? They will say we qualified for AFCON the back to back.
Hey.
Is that their is that their really their job? Because that's, I think that respect needs to go to the players and the coach.
Hey, but fams, wouldn't it be nice to ask them? First time I heard that or I read it, I was like smiling, and you can see I do it now also because I'm like, wow. So the federation brought the team to AFCON, and I was like, I would ask them, how did you do that? How? What? That is what came to me. I was like, eh? How did they do that? Did they carry them there, or did they make an agreement behind the back of somebody, or were they actually coaching them? Were they developing them? And I was like, this cannot be possible. A federation cannot be the one. They were there when they went qualified for the AFCON, but they were not the ones doing it. Come on, unless they can tell me what they actually did for them to go there. But they were maybe just lucky to be there at the time where the team and the coach or whatever qualified for going there. But I would like to know first, what actually did the federation do actively for the team to go there? And otherwise, you can just be lucky, Fams. That does not mean that you achieved anything. You were just at the right place at the right time. And this is not an achievement. This is just luck and coincidence. And even though they brought them to there, what they did to the players this time, even though they brought them to the AFCON 20 times, is not okay. It's forgotten in my head. Because what they did now, not even 20 times they brought them to the AFCON can make it up for what they did now. Because we have to look again, not what I was good at for 20 years ago, but what is happening right now. And right now, what they did to that team and the lack of professionalism, and I don't know what I'm speechless. Definitely, I'm like.
So, but I don't. What do you think if the federation need to brag about a normal football federation? What are the things that they, is compulsory to them? Like, what are the things that they really need to do for their country to say, yes, we did this, we did this? Can you give us maybe three, things that you think is compulsory that are main points for them to do?
First of all, they have to be willing to sacrifice themselves for the football of Gambia. That's one. They have to be willing to sacrifice and say, no matter if it is me or somebody else, the one who can do best for Gambian football is the one who needs this position. That is what. And then self-insight. Yeah, be realistic about their own and I don't know. The thing is, it is too much. They are too much friends, and they are too much family, and they are too much mixed into each other, and this is not professional. Definitely, you cannot be professional if you are in a constellation with uncles and nephews and neighbors and friends and whatever, because that will never be professional, because it's not possible. It is not possible. It's not possible anywhere. And that means that it will be like, I owe you a favor, and now I will not say anything because he's my elder. I'm your father. I'm your uncle. You're my nephew. I know all this from Gambia because you have these positions And if they are family and friends in the football federation or in this football world, then somebody who is younger will not dare to say anything to somebody that he considers as his elder. And then we look for professionalism. That is not okay, because when they are job, I don't care who is an elder and who is not. When we are at a job, we have a task to do, and that is what we have to go for. That does not mean I don't respect that person. It means that I respect the job I have more than being under somebody that I have to call an elder, and then I have to keep quiet about my own opinion. Hey, Gambia is going nowhere if we have to continue following these kind of
Yeah,
rules. What they do in the ground is
yeah.
okay, but if you have a job, you cannot keep quiet just because there's somebody that you consider as your elder who has a different
Like
opinion than you.
you said,
Then we go.
like you said in our last conversation, you said, they need to take the position for the love of the country. So I think this is lacking. Most of, like you said, most of them are just there for their own benefits and forgetting about the country. And I think if even in Tom Selford's last press conference, I think the federation really need to learn from something from what he said, because Tom Selford tell the federation that on the media just to please them or just to go peacefully. I am working with the best federation. They do this, best ever federation. Tom have never worked with a normal federation. Tom have never worked with any big national teams. Tom only worked with this young under 20s. I don't really hate him. I love what he did for my country, because most Gambians, they watch your videos, they use the word hate and point of views on things. You understand? Because Tom said, if I say, Vicky, you are the best, okay, and I say, but your toilet is not clean, your kitchen is not clean, are you the best? You still have something to work
Exactly.
on. Before I come to the media and say, Vicky, your toilets are not clean, your kitchen are not clean, I think I have to sit with you and tell you this. So before Tom Selford goes to the media and say, Gambian First Division, they pay them 50 euros, less than 50 euros. They don't pay
Yeah.
some players. They are league and not professional. Tom
Yeah.
Selford never watched a single game in the Gambian First Division. Is that a nation team coach?
No, exactly.
Maybe
And
one game
this
I
is it.
really know
You
when
have
was that. And Tom Telford sit on the media and say, the Gambia don't have a stadium. That is not my job. That is not your job. That is the job of the best federation. Tom Telford,
exactly.
the players have
Exactly.
a poor, what can I say again, preparation for the AFCON, which is not good for the players. So that is the job of the best federation as well. So where is the best federation here? Journalists have to
Exactly.
ask themselves these questions. If he can answer it, let him answer. We are not, Gambians have to understand that Tom did not do any favor for this country. Tom is doing his job. If I feed my kids, this is my job to feed my kids. And I don't want anybody to, if I go, then I have to go. So Tom Selford now is
Exactly.
finished, is finished. Let him go peacefully and we respect him. And let him also respect this country, that this country have millions of talents. Yesterday we saw it on this thing. Look at this Napoli. You know this Napoli midfielder, Nenkesha, Nenkechi, something like that. He's one of the best midfielders in the Serie A. After the game, he said, when we watch the two games of Gambia, we really think Gambia are not good enough. But yesterday, Gambia come out and play attacking football. They almost break our hearts. We don't really know how they play. Everybody was pleased. Samuel Eto'o, all these players. So you want to tell me this country have no talent? You want to tell me this country every game we have to defend? Look at
No, no, no.
yesterday.
No.
We were defeated, but every Gambian was happy. Why? Because we play beautiful football. So this is what we need.
Exactly. 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 And this is how it is, because
Agushi,
if
yeah.
there is no what is it called? If the connection between the coach and the player is not 100% there, then you will never have the player and the team perform well. Because if they do not feel, the players, that they are actually playing the kind of game they want, they are not the ones to decide all the time the tactic and things like that. That's not what I'm talking. But if they cannot play the kind of football that they feel that they are best at, then they cannot perform, because then they are actually just dictated something. And this is one of the things I said before. It is very important with the interaction that the coach knows the players. How can I make that player perform very best? That is, it is not an easy task. Yeah, he might have many reasons for saying what he said, and it is also okay. That is kind of his business. But you are right. The federation that we want in future, they have to be be capable of the things that you say. They have to be capable of opening their mouth and saying this is not okay, this is not fair. And it cannot come. That's another thing. I was like, the AFCON is every second year, as I understand. I was like, how can it come as a surprise for the Football Federation that they have to book a flight or that they have to pay bonus? That must be in a budget. They cannot just like 2 days before say, oh my God, is it AFCON? Yes, of course, you know AFCON is coming every 2 years, so you have to be prepared for that. And I can tell you guys, it will come again in 2 years. Now it is not 2 years because it was pushed a little, yeah, but it is in 2025. So already now start planning. How do we make sure that we have the money for the flight, the money for the bonuses, that we have our stadium there, that we have everything is prepared, everything is well done, that we have the test games planned, or at least a possibility. How can we do it? Where can we do it? Start thinking, start planning already now. This is what the position they are. That's why they are there.
Yeah.
Not just running around doing this, look at us, blah, blah. No, work for it.
Said,
come on.
As you said, early preparation, you spend cheap, you spend, I can say cheaper money. You don't really, pay a lot of money because at the end of the day, you can't book flight for 1 week, for a national team to travel. Then it needs to be more expensive because the people will not be merciful to you. They will understand that you really need it urgently. So, and you live in Gambia a little, for a while, you understand that we have a problem of preparation in every.
Yeah.
They can tell you this guy is the Minister of Tourism. You will call him and say, Minister of Tourism, let's meet at Abuko, 5 o'clock. He will come 7 o'clock. All these things need to change if you want to develop as a nation. So, as a minister, as a diplomat, the way you speak, the clothes you wear, how you go, how you eat, how you drive cars, people need to know this guy is a minister. It's not just I'm a minister, you put on the cost and come suits and sit, driving nice cars. No, it needs to be in your character, in your whole body. So this is what it's like in Gambia.
Exactly. And that is again about taking responsibility, not sitting down and expect things to come to you, but actually say, okay, I have a position now and you're right. I have to represent. As a member of Gambian Football Federation, they are representing the football in Gambia. And they have to make sure that people respect it and that it is everything around that team is respectful. This is I say is our country because Gambia is also my country somehow. How can they not do that? We have a queen I mentioned last time in Denmark. She is representing Denmark and we are so proud of it. And she's proud of us because she's our representative and for the whole country. And GFF are the representatives of Gambian football. So they have to make sure that we are not humiliating and people are laughing all over the world because of these ridiculous things. These football players, farms, they are playing in European clubs. They are used to high quality. They are used to everything is planned. They have their salary on time. They have their diet. They are tested in medical, everything, everything is just like, and then they are invited to come home and play for their country. And first of all, they say, by the way, we don't have any stadium. Okay, so we have to go to Morocco and invite our guests to play with us. So we do not even have a stadium? No. And by the way, you will also have to travel to 34 hours. And by the way, we will not pay you your bonus. And by the way, we give you a flight and you are up in the air for 9 minutes without oxygen. And then we want you to take the same flight again tomorrow. And then we want you to go and win.
And
I was like,
it's crazy. It's crazy. Like you play with death. The flight that almost killed all your players. You want to put them in the same flight again for them to travel for AFCON. And if you understand football, for me, my expectation for Gambian players, I was not expecting anything more because I play football and I know what preparation means in football. It's like you go in for exam and you don't read your books. The risk of you failing the exam is like 99.9. So the same Gambians, after all these things happen, they want to attack players in their comment sections. Some are making bullies, insulting players. Some will be in the stadium calling player face to face, insulting him. Somebody who almost died. These players, we have to respect them. The earthquake happened in Morocco. Almost how many thousand people died? The players sacrificed and played the game. And you know why? Umar Koli said they were sick. Most of the players were having flu after this earthquake. And there was a friend of one of a Gambian player who told me that After this earthquake, after my friend come in the house, for 2 weeks, when he's sleeping, once I touch the door, he screams. He said,
Exactly.
he said, I understand this. For 2 weeks, the guy, anytime I come in, he screams. He said, oh, bro, you are inside. I said, but bro, what, you never did this before. But he told me that after this earthquake, he was scared. He don't really know. So all these things, if it was European people or maybe some non-African countries, after this, they will bring all the players, give them to the mental coaches and physiotherapists to talk to them to make sure they recover. And the easiest thing they could do is, after all these things, if they are really a federation who really love this country, they don't have an interview with young Kubaminte, young player, facing those type of things. They don't ask him what happened. They don't have they only have interview with Umar Koli, finish, the captain. We don't have a proper media house. Even when you look at our press conferences, bro, you will be sad the way Tom sits. The chairs are not nice. The backgrounds. I can't tell people this is a press conference room of a full nation, a 2 million country people.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, look at Kevad. Kevad, if you look at them, they're just 500,000 people, their country. But the jerseys, the way they play, they're just fearless. So we have a long way to go. We really have a long way.
Exactly. And that is the self-respect I'm talking about again. Yeah, have some self-respect. This is embarrassing. This is humiliating. This is like, what is it? What kind of sickness is it that we are sending out to ourselves and to the country and to the whole world? And it is not even necessary because the money came in. Where is it used? There is money coming in, and I don't know still what the money has been used on, but it is like they do not prioritize it because they do not take responsibility for taking good care of the players, because maybe they do not even feel like it is necessary, but it doesn't matter what they do because this is what we want in future. What we want in future is exactly what you are telling there. This is what we want in future. So we can now conclude how it has been, and that has not been good enough, but let us focus on what we want in future, because we know, all of us, we know what quality is. We know what it takes to bring quality into this, and let us just describe that. Let us start describing what is it actually that we want. And then we have a goal, then we have a target, we have a vision, we have a mission, and it is good that they are demonstrating, because all these people demonstrating, they show that they are actually agreeing with us. And that is good. And the more we can agree on this, and we can do it in a constructive, peaceful, respectful way, then they will have to find arguments against us. You see, it is always better to come with a solution or a suggestion, because then they will have to say, no, we don't want that. Who can say that we don't want a GFF that takes responsibility? Who can say that? Nobody can say that. So if we ask for that, they have to give in and say, of course, because nobody in Gambia would say, no, we don't want somebody who is responsible.
Everybody
Of course they do. So the more we demand, the more people will agree and say, yes, of course, this is what we want. And people just have to start believing in this is also what we can get if we want it. But sometimes Gambians lose hope. And there can be many reasons for it. There's also a past, there's a dictatorship, there has been a system, there are many things. There's a culture where you maybe you don't expect that much, you just take things as they are, you just accept it, and it is also very good as a Gambian, and I learned a lot from that sometimes it is also being tolerant and things. It's also fine, but there's a limit. Yeah, there's a limit. You cannot be too much tolerant, because then we go nowhere. We also have to say, yes, it's okay, but still, now, come on, next step. Yeah. Otherwise, we go nowhere.
So, but what did you understand? Gambians also have this problem of self-confidence, because when I post a video on TikTok and say, who did you think is capable of, can take care of Gambian football after Tom Selfie have just resigned? A lot of people are telling me, no, let them not give the place to a Gambian. Gambian cannot handle the place. They will bring favorism, family members, and these. So, did you think that it's time for Gambians to believe in themselves and give themselves chance if we have a quality person who can take care of our football?
Yes, but somehow it also makes me happy that the Gambians, they have so much self inside that they say, no, don't give it to a Gambian, because he will just bring in his family and things like that. Because one of the things I put on my list is also, don't bring in somebody, only those who are competent. Only those who are competent to the position, no matter if they are family or whatever they are. So somehow it's okay. But on the other side, I don't know. This is a little what I have to say it, because I'm thinking it would be good actually with a Gambian who has football experience and who also has experience from playing and living in Europe or outside Gambia, but a Gambian still. I think it would be very good to have a person who actually knows what kind of football are they playing outside Gambia and outside Africa. Because I think also, I don't know, it is like everything. We have some players we sent out of Gambia, but how many of these players who has been professional is Gambia actually using right now and benefiting from? Hey, come on, they have been professionals 10 years ago. Maybe they have been in Europe now for 10 years and they are still active or have been until some years back. Why not use them? Why not? This is what
Yeah,
Senegal does. I
we have a
understand.
coach that is, he was coaching in a great top flight side. That also is a good Gambian coach, but you can't just put them there like that. But I think that guy also have a qualification if they can give him the chance. But we can choose. We all have our suggestions. I personally don't suggest anyone. If but I think there are certain people in the Gambia that are a bit, because right now even in Denmark there's a Gambian in the Holstein League team. He's also a Gambian that he take care of the under 20. He won the a trophy against Senegal under 20 as well. So all those people can be part of the list to see. But it's good for them to have a good experience in Denmark as well. So you know,
Yeah, but he has been outside AC Horsens, where James Gomez played. They are the club who just bought him now.
yeah,
This
yeah.
Gambian coach, and I was thinking, hey, he belongs to Gambia. Huh? But the thing is that if GFF use the money on something else and not on a coach, because that is the next thing, we have to talk about the financial thing. When you make a budget, you have to say, okay, how much do we want to pay a coach? Because that should actually also be paid well, because otherwise, of course, they will take jobs in Europe instead. So it has to be a prioritization and say, okay, a coach has to be paid also for doing something. You should not do it only from your heart. That is also not fair, because if you are professional, you also
Yeah.
should have some money for it. You should not do it for the money, but you should also be paid for it, yeah, and make it attractive. And that could also attract some people to come back home. And as I understand, Senegal is actually doing it much better than Gambia, using the resources they have outside and having these players, ex-players, coming home and actually helping developing the things there. And this is what we need. And that again is like, how much do Gambians believe in themselves? Come on, don't say. Sometimes I hear when some of the Gambians come from Europe and they come back with a different opinion, I hear some Gambians say to them, hey, you've been in Europe, now you're talking like them, you're speaking like them. I'm just standing there. I'm just like the two of us. Okay. Instead of saying, wow, this is interesting, you come with a new knowledge, let us learn something from you. And if you are open-minded and you also want to learn, then you also develop.
Mhm.
When I come to Gambia and I'm a mental coach for some teams, at the beginning they also look at me like, if what is this Tubab talking about? Who is he to come or something? Um, uh, this is not, they were just like looking at me. I could not even get a smile. They were like, okay. Now they are calling me every day. When are you coming back home? We miss you. We need you. Uh, because now they can see, wow, it's not only nonsense she's talking, actually. And this is not because I'm a Tubab. It's because I just know something
Yeah.
different from what they know. And Gambians are teaching me some things. And I'm like, wow, wonderful. Thank you for reminding me of being grateful. Thank you for reminding me of being positive. Thank you for reminding me of being satisfied with what I have. Thank you for, this is what I love. This
Yeah,
is why I'm a Gambian in a
but
Tuba
yeah,
body.
but did you know Gambians don't believe in like this mental mental coaching things? Gambians
I tell you,
like
Pams, the first times I was
you
talking to them, I had to say, and this is
about
not,
the mental
I had
coaching,
to say to
but it's
them,
foolish.
hey,
Yeah,
Pam, I had to say to them, I say, hey, listen, guys, this is not Marabu. Don't be scared. It's not Marabu. It's just psychology. It's normal. There's no, I'm not a witch or anything. This is totally normal. So, yeah. So, but they can see now it has impact on their training. They can see it. You can see Greater Tomorrow. They won the last 3 games now. Yeah, after we start working with things, and they are doing very
But
good
you know,
now. Yeah, it is working.
every professional or each and every person, normally you have a mental coach that sometimes when you don't feel comfortable, you won't have to go there and talk to the person. So that's why the rate of people getting mad in Gambia is going higher. You know, I don't know if you really understand it, because in Gambia when somebody comes to you and say, I have a stress, most of the people will tell you, you don't want to for over. The minute you eat, now your stomach is full, you don't know what to do. They think everything is eating. When you eat, you are healthy. But sometimes we have
Yeah.
people that they show you signs that I'm not okay, I have problems, I have stress.
Mm,
Call them,
mm,
talk to them, refresh them. So
mm,
this is what is lacking in the
mm.
country. A lot of mad people living in Serekunda, if they have a good mental coach that talks to them, I am sure 50% of those people will come back normal.
Yes, and the rest of them, if they get the right medication, they would also be
Mhm.
normal. Yeah, but that's very true. And but it seems like um, in Gambia it is also like I see sometimes in the compounds, because I used to live with Gambians always. I see in the compounds when a child is kind of crying, then they will just like take the child and put it in the corner and say, hey, and start. And I'm like, hey, come on, this child is crying. Why don't I always go take the child? I put it on my hair and I will just sit and comfort it and say, hey, don't do that, because then she will just keep on crying. I said, no, she will not. She needs comfort now. So just let us. And it seems a little like it is very hard, and it is not okay to have feelings or show feelings. And sometimes I think actually Gambians are a little too hard on themselves, because showing feelings does not mean that you are weak. Actually, it takes a very strong person to show weakness. It is not difficult to show strength, because we can all do as if everything is okay, and that is what the team does. The national team now, they do as if everything is okay. But the one who actually dare to show the weakness, to show himself, Yankuba Minta, he just break out, he's just crying, his emotions, they just go, because he's so full and he's so disappointed, he's so sad because he was expecting to continue.
Yeah,
He's actually a very strong person because he's in contact with his inner feelings, and that does not make him a weak football player. That is his
you
strength.
are,
Because
and he's a very straightforward guy. When they interview him and ask him, "What do you think about the team?" He said, "We are not ready." He
exactly,
said,
exactly,
and some people might think, "Oh, he attack, he think we have players." Young Kuba, we are not ready from the federation, so we need straightforward players right now to start speaking, not just the. If you feel not comfortable, tell the federation, "Hey, we are also
yeah,
somebody's sons, somebody's husbands, somebody's family members. You guys sit in a nice corner to watch us put on nice shoots, but we are dying on the pitch,
yeah,
but yet still you don't give us what we deserve." So I
exactly,
respect Yankuba for that.
exactly. And if you are not respected, Fams, you will not perform or do anything. We are like that. If I did not respect you, you would never invite me again for this talk here. Yeah, and this is how we are. And if you did not respect me, I would not even say yes again. But this is the second time, and I will keep on saying yes because I am respected. But this is how it is. If we are not respected, we do not want to be in that interaction. It is like that. It is simple as that. But in Gambia, it is like, even though you are not respected, you are like, okay, I just have to cope with it. No, you don't have to cope with it. We have to open up for feelings also, because not showing feelings does not make you stronger. That actually just breaks you because you keep it inside. I work as a nurse for 30 years in Denmark, and I got in contact with a doctor who has a clinic in Brikama, and I went there one day because he also wanted me
I
to
hope
kind
I
of interact a little
don't know
with the,
Gambia
well,
me.
want me to interact with the nurses there, how they teach them how to interact with the patients, also to have the mental side of it. And I tell you, one day we had like 8 patients, and I think 6 of them, they had problems with their stomach, pain in the stomach, and headache. Yeah? And that is stress. Young young people, and that is stress. There's no doubt about it, because the doctors say no, there's nothing wrong with the stomach, but it is stress. And the mindset has to change, the culture. I'm very sorry, all the elders in Gambia. I'm very sorry, and that is not disrespect towards the elders, but time has changed, and everything has to change now, because the young people in Gambia nowadays, they are growing up with the social media. They are growing up. They know exactly what is going on outside Gambia. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when I came to Gambia first time, they didn't know what was going on outside, because everything was closed down. Yeah, the president decided what kind of television, what was shown, what was not. But now they all have a phone. They know what is going on in the whole world. They know about human rights. They know about freedom to speak. They know about everything, and this is reality. So you cannot keep the young Gambian people hostages in a country with an old-fashioned opinion, when they at the same time has one leg in a world that is different, that confuse them, and that is not okay. They do not deserve that. Still, we can respect the traditions and all these kind of things, and be proud of belonging to Gambia, but development is needed, definitely. It
Yeah,
is. It is for the sake of the Gambian
yeah,
himself, not for the sake of anybody, but for the welfare and the health of the Gambian people, to be in harmony and to be happy, and to develop a country where they can actually have more jobs and they can start earning. And as I told last time on the interview, Denmark was like Gambia is now 7,500 years ago. There was no electricity, as I told you, when I visited my grandfather. There was no toilet, there was no water in the house, there was nothing. But my parents start doing things different than my grandfather, and I did things different than my father, and my sons are doing different than me. They are adult now. And this is why Denmark is one of the, we have the highest welfare almost in the world. But that didn't come like that. It didn't come. Sometimes when I talk to Gambians, they say, I say, why do you do it like this? They say, yeah, because this is how we found it. I say, yeah, this is how you found it, but don't let it stay like that. No, but you don't know. This is our elders. This is how they want it. This is how it is. I say, yeah, but you have to, in an easy and respectful way, we have to teach the elders that things can be done different from how they did it when they
yeah.
were
We live
young, because the
different.
world is changing.
Yeah.
And that does not mean that we disrespect them. It just, what my sons are doing now does not mean that they disrespect me, but I just have to say, okay, I cannot expect Denmark to be as it was when I was a kid. That's 50 years ago. I cannot expect that, because if I expected that, then I should also expect that the salary was very low, the roads were not good, there were so many luxury things we didn't have when I was a child. And if I want the things to be as it was when I was a child, and my kids not to develop Denmark, then I should also be ready to live under these conditions again. And I would not. So we
Yeah,
have to give
the
something to get
always that
like
the
that.
connections will fail. Like you want to use a boat on top of the road, it's never gonna work. So if you come
Mm.
old school mentality and your kids are just 20, 15, and they see in the world, they see how the world is moving faster. I'm sure if you want to bring the way your parents raise you, you want to raise your kids the same way, it will be a bit difficult, you know.
Yeah, definitely,
They have the world in
definitely.
front of them. They have the TVs, the PlayStations, everything. So if you want to tell them to, for example, do as you did, it's going to bring a lot of problem. But in what you said, you mentioned a very important point that I would love to post on my social media platform is, can you give advice to our nurses back home? Because some of our nurses in Gambia, I'm not, trying to disrespect them, but I was in Gambia, I'm born in Gambia. Also have some issues with nurses. I think some of the nurses, not all, but some of them lack patience, when addressing their own patients. You know, they lack.
Yeah, I have also. I have to say this is the first time, just before. before I went to Denmark. Here's the first time I'm in contact with hospital. Even though I have been a nurse, everything has always been football for these 15 years, in and around Brikama mostly. But I have also been with friends sometimes at hospital, and I was very surprised. First of all, I also surprised that when you come into the doctor says nothing, and the nurse will just be doing something else. They are not even saying hello or anything. And I was like, okay. And then the doctor is just, what is the problem? It's like this and this and that. Okay, a paper. Here you are. Nothing. Nobody says anything. My friend just take the paper, goes to the pharmacy, gets it. I say, so what was wrong? I don't know. Yeah, but what is the diagnosis? I don't know. Yeah, but what now? I have to take these pills. Okay. And I was like, hey, in Denmark? Eh? No, no. First of all, you would be, hello, how can I help you? What is the problem? They would talk, they would explain, you see, this is like this and that, and blah, blah, and now I will prescribe this, and if it is not helping within 1 week, you have to come back again, and the nurse will be, they will be very service-minded, yeah. I don't know, sometimes I'm also like looking at the nurses and I'm like, can you not smile? You know, what is wrong? Why are they so serious? I don't actually know why they are serious. I don't know if they are not satisfied with their salary or if they just don't think about it. But that is something I am trying to teach them in the clinic there in Brikama, by confronting them, with that the patient is actually the main character. That is the most important person in a hospital, because if the patient is not there, there's no job, and there's no money, there's no salary. So the patient is actually the one that is most important, and actually we can just compare to the football here also. The player is the most important, because if there's no player, there's no team, and if there's no team, you don't need a coach. And if there's no coaches and no football, there is no need for a GFF. So the players are the most important, the patients are the most important. So they are the people that we should treat best, because these are the ones that we are most depending on giving a good service, so to say, or to give good conditions. And in the clinic I come, and they were just like, we had the patient and they are like talking, all these 4 nurses outside. I open the door, I say, please be quiet. Yeah, but I said, no, you are at work here. You have to be quiet, because there's a patient in there and we cannot even hear what this patient is telling us. So please keep quiet. They look at me like, if who is she to come and tell us that? I don't care. This is how it is, because I'm representing the patient. So I have to make sure that the conditions are good for the patient when the patient is there. After 5-10 minutes, you can hear they go up again. I open and say, sorry, is there something you didn't understand? Or was I not good enough in explaining it? No, but I said, but I can see that the voice is going up again. We are still here, and it is still the patient who is the most important. And you know, first they were a little like, because I confront them with it. But if you confront in a nice way with a smile, then actually you can say everything in this world. And after it ended up that they were all sitting around me, listening to what I could tell about how to interact, why we do like we do, how we have to respect the patients, how we have to be professional, how we have to, you know, all these kind of things. And it turns out they like it. They actually like it when it comes to it.
You know why normally they feel bad? Because most of them are not taught to, because normally, I think the most important of a nurse should be how he or she, patients. You understand? So, but I'm not sure normally they teach or taught our nurses, and I'm not gonna say the doctors, but our nurses, that, because I can say 85% of Gambians have a bad experience when they go to the hospital. When they go there, most of them, right?
Exactly.
You go to the hospital inside, that the nurses will be looking at you, drinking or eating. I think there should be a time for eating and there should be a time for working, because you are there for the patient. So what you're
Exactly.
saying is very, very important. I think we need people like you who really love the country, not just for tourism, but they love the country. They want Gambia to stand on its feet, feet, and develop its people. So I think communication also is lacking. They need to teach them communications.
Very much, and actually, it has something to do with also encouraging. You know, it has something to do with encouraging, because if nurses or football players are not feeling well, you will not see the happy smile. Yeah, but the more you work with them, the more you meet them. Uh, I always take the players who look most concerned, the one who is not smiling that much, or the one where the other or the coach say, I don't know what is with him, but he's not performing right now. I say, okay, let me just have a talk. What is going on with you? Because I want them to smile. Because if you're smiling, that means that you're happy and you have good energy, and then you can also perform. And that is very important. So a nurse who is actually maybe not that patient or that polite, it could actually be because she's not feeling that well herself. So maybe we should just uh, dare to take that talk and say, hey, come on, what is going on? You are such a nice person. You are doing this and this good, and maybe advice for them to feel better. It's all about that we have to feel better so that we can perform. And I love this coaching in it, because I can see the difference of the player. I can meet the player the week after, and I say, hey, what a big smile you have on. You say, yes. Why? Because it worked after we talked last time. I say, but that's wonderful. Just keep it up. Yeah, keep on smiling, you know. And of course they can also be sad, but I will confront them. I will not just close my eyes when they are sad. I will say, no, we have to find out what is going on. How come you do not perform when you are in front of the goalkeeper? Say, I feel so much under pressure. How does it feel in your body to be under pressure? I can feel my heart is beating here. I know they all expect me to score. And the more they expect, I feel the pressure and I cannot score. I say, hey, then I try to teach the player, try and do as if you're just in like a glass bubble. You cannot even hear them. You don't care them. Just focus on yourself. Focus on the ball. Enjoy with the ball. Be you and the ball. Do it for you. Don't do it for others. I say they do not know anything about football. They are spectators. They have an opinion. They are just saying, blah, 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 this. They don't know. You are the professional. And then they feel like, wow, yes, it's working. You can see uh, and it is working. It is not because of me, but it is because mental coaching is working. When I talk to the player now, they start scoring because they start believing in themselves. They put out everything. I tell the coaches, keep quiet, please. Don't tell them what to do when they have the ball. These boys have been playing football since they were 5 years old, and now they are 20, 22. Don't come tell them how to play football. They see football in television every day. You can have a tactic for how you want the team to play, but let them play themselves. And if you see that what they are doing is actually not the best, then tell them in the halftime or tell them after the game, hey, you're doing very good. But if you do this and this, you can be even better. Huh? And next time they do it, you just tell them, yes, exactly. Perfect. This is how you have to do it. More of that. And then encourage. Yeah. And it actually helps. After I had the coaches stop telling them, go to the right. And the player, he wanted to go to the left. And the coaches shouted, go to the right. Then the player gets like, where am I going now? And then they cannot focus. Leave them in peace. Let them have free mind. Let them do the things themselves. They are not like robots that you can control with a remote control. This is not about the coach showing what he can. This is about a coach letting the players show what they can, and then he has to guide them if they can do
But
better. Huh? So
did you know?
very
Did you
interesting.
know most of our players need to be coached? Sorry, most of our coaches need to be coached, as well, because some of
Yes,
them just
and
jump in the coaching. Can I say again? They just jump in coaching and then start doing it, but most of them don't even go to school and study coaching. So which is really can say distracting a lot of players back home.
uh, it is. Sometimes I can see a coach, he is actually just lucky that he got the position. Somehow he just got the position, and the coach, I was very, at the beginning when I was involved in football in Gambia, I was like, the coach is actually often not doing that much. It is the assistant
Mhm.
coach. And sometimes the assistant coach is also not doing that much. It is the trainer who is actually doing the work with them. And if the team is winning, The coach, he goes forward and he's the one having the interview. Wow, this is so good. Even though he was actually not the one training with them and doing the work the whole week. And when it goes bad, then it is certainly not his. So becoming a coach, that is actually very easy. And we lack good coaches in Gambia. Um, and it is like that. And actually, I started a group. I select because I know a lot of people in football and I have talked with them. I have to see how are they, how do they react. I get to know them. And it started with 5 coaches and I gathered them from 3 different clubs and we had a meeting and we talked about coaching. We talked about marabout, juju, football, all these kind of things that we are talking about, GFF, lack of development, all these kind of things. And now the group is 15 coaches from the area around Brikama, Serekunda, and it is only coaches with the same values as us. Because these coaches who are only there for themselves, for their own career, for them to be the coach of the year, with all respect, but I don't have time to work with them because I want development of the player. Of course, I will also development of the coach, but if you have a coach who does not want to develop himself, then you can spend too much time on that. And I want the coaches who wants to develop themselves, and we are having a group. And even though I'm in Denmark here, we have meeting. We are online, all of us. We had a meeting last week. We have meeting every month where we are taking up a subject. We are discussing things. We are talking. They have some things they have to go back and try, like no mobile phones when there's a training. First league training, you do not have mobile phones because if they cannot leave the phone, then they will have to put it in a bag when they come for training and they get it back. This is what happens in Denmark. When you are a professional football player in the first league, then you are on a job. And then you have to leave your phone behind these 2 hours that you are training. Otherwise, you are not professional. Then you're just taking it for fun. Be there on time. If you're not there on time, you cannot participate in training. If you're not there 7 o'clock, then you can go home again. There has to be a consequence because the coach is there on time. He's wasting his time. He's leaving his family. He's spending a lot of time on preparing a training and everything. And then you think you can just come like 7:15, 7:30. No, but Vebeke, getting a vehicle was not easy. I say, hey, tomorrow you go half an hour before. If you were going to Mali for a visa for Denmark, I'm pretty sure you would be there on time. How come you cannot be on time today? You see, this is just a bad excuse. And if you want to be a professional, there are some expectations and there has to be a consequence. And I talk to these coaches about this is actually love and care for your players. Because if you don't put a consequence, that is the same as letting them down. Because if you don't tell them now and we send them to Denmark, then they send them back home again. Look at Yankuba Minte. He came to Obey. He was there. He was at the academy. There was a Superliga game. They say it doesn't matter if we lose or win. We can give a chance to a young guy. We let him play. He was assisting. He became man of the match. Next game, he was scoring and assisting. He became man of the match. All of a sudden, he was the star. Yeah. And then one evening, he didn't come home. The rule is 11 o'clock latest. You have to be at home 11 o'clock. And he was not there. He came late. He went for nightclub. He was not drinking or anything, but he went for nightclub and he did not come home for time. So they say, okay, you cannot you cannot play the game on Saturday. You cannot be in our area. You can go and sit by the spectators. Okay, so he went to the spectators, and that is humiliating. Yeah, you cannot even sit behind the bench or on the bench. No, you go to the spectators because you do not belong to this team if you cannot follow the rules. When he came to the spectators, they start spitting at him. They start yelling at him. They start saying, hey, who are you? You come here, we give you a chance in this club, we give you everything. you have the possibility, and then you're just shitting on our, I'm sorry my language, this is how Danish speak sometimes, you're just shitting on our rules. Who is this? Who do you think you are? This is not okay. You have to be following our rules. And Janko Minte, he got very, very scared, and he didn't feel good, because it's not nice when you suddenly have the spectators and the fans. And I know the guy who actually talked to him about all these things, and he said, Vebeke, but he needed a chance because he comes from a different culture. I say, yes, that's true. And for, I think, almost 1 month, he was not playing football. And the newspapers were writing about him every day here. He said, oh, wonder what is going on. And, he cannot find out how to behave. And this is sad because he's so talented. But Yankuba, he used that 1 month to really think about, will I follow the rules here, or will I go back to Gambia? And he made the right choice. He wants to stay here and look at that player. He's so brilliant, and we only see the beginning of that, yeah. But it's just, I use him always as an example of how you can actually ruin your own career by not acting professional, by not learning how it is, how a culture is in a different country. I have to learn the Gambian culture too if I want to live there, and I do that, and there are things I respect. And coaches, they have to teach them that, fams, because if they don't teach them that, then they are all alone, and they are like, they don't understand anything. And this is what I try to help them with.
So, like,
Yeah,
what you are saying here, what I understand is Gambian coaches need to start developing players, not just to kick the ball, but to live as a professional.
they have to, yeah, they have to learn how to interact with them. They have to, first of all, they have to trust them. Gambian people have to trust each other. Trust each other. Trust that your players can play. Trust they can do it without you. Or the more they can do without you, the better it is, because the more independent they are. Yeah, and yeah, and they have to. A coach also has to be open-minded to develop himself first. Uh, we have to start with ourselves always. And dictating a team, dictating players is lack of control. It is because if I not lack of control, it's a need of control. If I'm dictating things, it's because I need control. And the more confidence a coach has, and the more he trusts his player, the less he will actually dictate them. The same is with an attacker. These small Messis that Gambians like so much. Wow, he takes the ball, he's just passing through 3 defenders, he's dribbling, blah, 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 and then he's not scoring. Now, no, play the ball. And they say, hey, he keeps the ball too long, he keeps the ball too long. I take a talk with the player, I say, you keep the ball sometimes, yes. I say, are you scared of letting go of the ball? He said, how do you know? I say, because you don't know what will happen if you give it to one of your team players. Maybe he will not. So if you keep it yourself, at least you have the control. He say yes. So actually, sometimes the players who keep the ball too long, they are those who have less self-confidence.
In their teammates.
Not only in their teammates, but also in themselves. So they are afraid of letting go of the ball because they lose control, and they feel like, no, if I give that ball to my teammate, then I might not be the one scoring, then I cannot come home to Sukuta or Brikama Newtown and be the king of the village. No, but this is not what football is about. This is not about 11 kings, or a goalkeeper and 10 kings. It is not. This is about being part of a team that is playing good. And you have to play. In Denmark, we want a player who is playing the teammates good, who is playing the team good, because that is an intellectual, intelligent player who can. Yankuba, look at him, Yankuba Minte. He knows exactly when to dribble through. He knows exactly if he makes one more move or 2 moves, or he pass it on and assist. He knows exactly what to do in the present moment. And that is a quality player. He is not always going himself and want to score. Because if he can see it's more smart, I pass it on now, and then I make the assist instead, or maybe I make an assist to one who can make an assist. That makes a great player. That makes a very great player. But in Gambia, it's always like the one who is scoring is the man of the match. I say, how did the ball get down to that player who scored? It just flew there by itself? No, it was played down there. By who? By very good football players. So we need all players on the team. Not only one is one of the match. No, he was just lucky that somebody gave him the ball, he was in the right position and he could score. But the ball came down to him somehow. And it is all about having an opinion, or seeing it as a team. And again, it's the spectators, it's the expectations also, like, now you just go score. Wow, he's scoring, now he's the star. They hype him in the media, they hype the player, and the player gets totally confused. Hey, leave them play and see what they are doing and see where it is leading. Yeah. Is too much pressure. Hey, you have to score. There was one player on the Greater Tomorrow. He created 5 chances. He didn't score. They were all like, hey, he didn't score. 5 chances, he didn't score. I said, no, but at least he created 5 chances. What if the other attackers also had created 5 chances? Then the team had 20. But now they only have 5 because he was the only one creating 5. So now let's applaud him for creating 5 chances. At least he did more than all the others of you. And I said, then wait, next time when he gets better, he will start scoring. He starts scoring now. So just, it is all about not, there's too much pressure all the time.
Yeah, when I was in Gambia, I think sometimes coaches have this attitude of, football team is a combination of different type of players. At some point, you get players that play one touch. At some point, you get players that are very good dribblers. They can change the game in within a blink of an eye, like Neymar. All these players, like De Bruyne, intelligent players. But I think most of the time they call some players selfish. If you are very good with the ball, like you love to dribble, they don't give you a chance to dribble. Like they want you to do different things. Most of the coaches, because when I was in Gambia, I used to love dribbling. Sometimes I pass, but I love to take on defenders like 1v1. But also the coaches, I think, lack this mindset of leaving players to do what they are best at. You understand?
Thank you. Very
If
much.
I am a very good dribbler, in Gambia they call you selfish. I remember in my trials in one of the team here, it's a second youth Bundesliga team. I went there for trials. It's a 5 days trials. After one day, the coach said we sign you. So, but there is a player. He never passed the ball. So I came fresh from Gambia with the mindset of selfish. I told him, hey, pass me the ball. You are very selfish. So the guy changed the word selfish in the English language. He told me, bro, are you crazy? You call me selfish? And in Gambia, we use selfish as somebody who loves dribbling. He never give the ball. So he told me, bro, no, don't say this. It was a big issue between me and him. I said, no, I'm sorry. I mean in the English language. I mean in the Gambian English language. So,
Exactly.
I would love for you to, explain this for more, coaches in Gambia to leave players to do. You can tell him maybe play quicker, but don't let him stop dribbling. That's he's a strange.
Yeah, it is all about, and you're very right, it is all about timing, and it is all again for the coach to know the player, to know exactly the player. Yeah. On the team we have like a winger. He's very good in conquering the ball, dribbling. Of course he has to dribble, but that doesn't mean that he always have to score if his chance is not there, because he can dribble, but if he can see that the best for me to do now is not force myself in and score. Now I actually pass the ball on there. I run into this space. I get the ball again. I pass it on there. It is all about doing what is the most intelligent to get that ball into the net, no matter who is putting it there, actually. So this is, but of course, you have to use also when somebody is very fast and very good in dribbling. It is all about knowing your player. It is like, it's a strategy. It is being intelligent, of course. So it's very, very interesting. It is. And the coaches that I have in that group, they are very open-minded. It is a pleasure. Definitely, it's a pleasure working with them. And I can see on the teams also that the changes they are making, they are improving. We can see it. It has impact on the team and the results, and it is wonderful to see, definitely. So we want more of that.
Yeah,
I will start. I will keep on
but
selecting
I
more
would
of these
love
good
to
coaches.
maybe have you always like we come to online, come online and have some nice conversations about developing players, nurses, overall everything about Gambia. But
Mm.
it's a bit late here. It's two something, and I have to wake up around 6 o'clock. So yeah.
Oh my God! Is it 2 o'clock? Yes, yes, yes.
Because
Okay.
whenever I spoke with you, I learned something that that I have never knew before. So it's always a pleasure to have you here to talk to you.
The pleasure is mine, It's a pleasure. Always, always,
Yeah,
always welcome.
I,
Definitely. So we have a lot of things to
yeah.
discuss. So thank you very much
But
for
I
inviting.
want to let you know that Gambian people they really love you. When I post your videos on TikTok, all your videos get 50,000 viewers, 60,000 viewers. Oh, who is this lady? Most of the people want, who are you? Is she born in Gambia? Fams, tell me, this lady know Gambians more than you. Fams, who is she? I said, no. This is a lady that really loves Gambia, and she, some people they when they see white people talking about Gambians, most of them think, okay, they're talking about old interests. I said, no. This lady don't care to have don't really want any position in Gambia. You just want Gambians to have a different mindset and believe in themselves and understand that Gambians can do their things by themselves if we believe. And
I don't know what is with me and Gambia, but I can tell you in 2009 when I came there first time for 1 week holiday, and when I went out of the flight in Banjul, I just got the feeling, wow, I was born the wrong place. That is the only thing that came to me. I felt so much like coming home, even though I never been in Africa or like that before. And since that day, Gambia is just in me. And actually, all my friends and people who know me down there, they used to say, "Hey, you are not a Tubab, you are a Gambian in a Tubab body." So, and this is also how I feel. I am Gambian in my heart. And I don't know, but there is something with me and Gambia. I love Gambian people. I love Gambia. I don't know. It's just something that it's just a passion. It is just part
it
of
happens.
me. It is like
It
that.
happens.
Yeah.
It
It
happens.
is.
For me,
Yeah.
I'm that type of person as well. I don't really care about where you're from. All I care about is the mindset and the belief and respect. So if you respect people and love them, it's fine. You don't people don't get related by blood. Sometimes it's just by feelings and how you spend good
Ex-
times together. So thank you so much.
Exactly.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, you're welcome. And Gambia teach me a lot also. I definitely learned so much from Gambia, definitely. So it's a win-win. So that's
Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah. But
Okay.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
We catch up
I hope
another
don't
time.
never leave. I hope we all fight this federation together for let them go. We tired of them.
Uh, but we have to continue now. Now it starts because we owe the players. We owe the players to support them in this now. We owe them to help them have better conditions. Otherwise, maybe they will all say no, thank you next time they will be invited for the national team, and that would not be good. I'm better, yeah. Bakut. So, we have to definitely. We are obligated as Gambians. I almost say we are obligated. Come on, this is not like now the Afghan is over now. La la la. No, no, no. This is now where our work
Yeah.
starts now. Yeah.
So
Now
what
they
was the
are back, and now we have to make sure that there will be a change now, so that in 2 years or in 25, when they go again for Afghan, it will be totally different. And I'm happy that so many Gambians, they dare now to write, hey, we want changes, we want changes. Because it before 6 years ago, they were afraid. Nobody dared to say anything, but at least now, and I am also happy to see the way they are debating now. It gets better and better. At the beginning, it was like, hey, you are fool, you are rubbish, you are shit. I was like, hey, this is not how we communicate. But I can see the tone gets more decent. It definitely, I'm happy to see. So we will achieve something, no doubt about that. If we do it this constructive way, we will achieve. I can
okay?
guarantee
Okay.
it's for
Thank you
sure.
so much.
And thank you for your effort also, Fams. What you are doing also by posting all this and keeping informed in that decent way you always do. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
Always,
Yeah.
we either use
Yeah.
financial or our voice. So, and I think the voice is more powerful than the money. So
Exactly.
yeah, thank
Exactly.
hey, have a
Yeah. Thank you so
yeah,
much. Yeah.
have
That's
a
good.
okay, bye.